Hey everyone, welcome to Tutort Academy. So my name is Chirag Vaishnav, and in this video we will be solving longest common subsequence. So lately we have been solving a lot of DP questions, and this is the continuation of DP on strings, right? So this is a very standard problem, and we are having a lot of variations that are revolving around this question. Because what a longest common subsequence basically means, right? It basically means that if you are given two strings, what you have to do, you have to find the longest common subsequence in them. So there is a difference between subsequence and substring. So substring need to be continuous, but subsequence need not to be continuous. Means if suppose I'm having leet code, LEETCODE, right? So LCE or LCODE is a subsequence, but it's not a substring. So it need not to be continuous, but it need to be in a proper order, sequential order in both the strings, right? So we will be discussing it in detail. So it's a really good question to learn about for the basics. It's a medium lead code question, but on this, building on this, we are having very hard problems as well. So it can be your step to success, obviously, right? So let me first discuss the flow of this video. So first we'll be discussing the problem statement, then we'll be discussing the logic behind this, and then we'll be discussing the code part. So I hope you will be really excited for this. So without further ado, let's get started with the main part. So here we are. So given two strings, text1 and text2, return the length of their longest common subsequence, right? If there is no common subsequence, return 0, right? So a subsequence of a string is a new string generated from the original string with some characters. Can be none, deleted without changing the relative order or remaining characters. It simply means that it should be some characters in relative order without changing the order, right? It simply means that what you have to do, you have to follow the order and you can leave some characters. Suppose example, ACE is a subsequence of ABCDE. This is not continuous, this is not a substring, but this is a subsequence. And common subsequence of two strings is the subsequence that is common in both the strings and having the longest common subsequence, right? So suppose I'm having text ABCDE and text 2 is ACE. So what is the longest common subsequence length? So ACE is completely a common subsequence, so we can use it and the answer will be 3, right? So this is how we are going to do with it, right? So let me just directly head over to this, right? Okay, so here we are. So what you have to do, you have to find LCS. So for we have done LIS, so it was longest increasing subsequence. And this is LCS, that is longest common subsequence. Right. So what are the things that we have to consider in this? What are the things that we have to keep in mind, right? So while LCS, suppose let's take the example of ABCDE and ACE, right? So how we will be dealing with this, how we have to go for it, how we have to solve this, right? So again, because it's a DP problem, so first we are analyzing that how the DP problems are. What you have to do, you have to break it down in in smaller steps, right? So suppose I started from the end. So if the pattern is matching, if E and E is matching, so is there any need for me to check, okay, if they are longest common subsequence or not? Obviously they are, right? So what we will be doing is further we will be checking for ABCD and AC, right? Further we will be checking for them, right? So let me just make a quick board or something. A, B, C, D, E and A, C, E, right? So there can be two cases. Either let's say the left one is that both the character match, and right one is character don't match, right? So in the case this is not the case here, this is the case here. So if it matches, then what we will be doing is we will be going for A, B, C, D and AC, right? In this case it does not match. In this cases it does not match, right? So if it does not match, what we will be doing is there will be two cases now. There will be two cases now, that either I can get my solution using this part, means either I can get my solution using A, D, C, D and A, because they are not matching. Means either one of the characters we have to leave. So, that what we have to do, you have to consider, okay, this C will work or this D will work. So if the D will work, we can use this case, right? If the D will work, we can use this case, and if the C will work, we can use this case. So what we will be giving is, we will be having maximum of this. What we will be having is, we will be having maximum of this case. Again, so now here we are having D and A are not equal. Again, either they can be equal, either they can be not equal. And if they are not equal, again two cases will arrive. Either we will say, okay, D is important, A is not important, A becomes empty string. A is not important, A becomes empty strings. And in this case, either they are same or either they are different. They are same. So what we will be doing, we will be calling AD and A. We will be calling AD and A. And furthermore, it will continue. And at the end, we will be having a base case. So what will be the base case? What you are looking for? You are looking for longest common subsequence. If one of the string is empty, if either one of the strings is empty, is it possible to make a longest common subsequence? Isn't it obvious that if the one string is empty, means there one string is empty, so the length, what the length is, it will be it. So what you have to do, you have to return, you have to return 0 in this case. What you have to do, you have to return 0 in this case. So if I'm returning 0 in this case, how I will like add up, how I will like know, okay, if the substring there exists or not. So it will simply state that whenever it is tick, whenever the character simply says, you have to return +1. You have to return +1, and further it will be A and A, you have to return +1. So there will be 3 +1 in your whole journey. So it will return 3 from this side, and that will be your answer, right? So I hope you got the solution right. So this was the recursive approach. So I have written it in bottom up. So let's see that how it looks like. So what you have to do, first you have to like make a DP array. Let's say I'll named it L here, of m+1 and n+1. So m is the respective length of text1 and n is respective length of text2. Then what you have to do, you have to check if I = 0 or j = 0. What you have to do, you have to initialize the DP array as 0, right? Why? Because this is the simple base case that we have discussed, that either one of the length is 0, you cannot make a common subsequence out of it. Now the next case was if the characters are equal. If the characters are equal, what you have to do, you have to check if what is the length of the previous longest common subsequence, +1, because what you have to do, you have find new characters that are matching. So it will be previous +1. Else if they are not matching and they are not empty strings as well, what you have to do, you have to find the maximum of I-1j and ij-1. What simply means? It simply means that, okay, I am taking either D or C. If you remember our case, if I am taking D, it will be Lij-1. If I am taking C, it will be Li-1j, right? And then you have to check all the cases further. So this was the basic DP approach. So I hope you got the solution right. If you're having any doubt regarding anything, do ask me in the comment section. I will definitely answer it. So if you like this video, do give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.